Hello, everybody. How we doing? Welcome to PSGL's F6 round here at Silverstone. I am so excited. My name is Eli. Unfortunately, as you can see on my on your left, my right, we do not have our boy Alex Chisholm, unfortunately, with us today. Chiz is out for the week, but have no fear. Eli is here, and we're going to have a great time here at Britain. This is obviously the home of F1. And honestly, Britain provides some of the best racing, I would argue, all year long. As we saw in real life this last season, I would argue the 2022 British Grand Prix was probably the best one out of the whole season. With one of the most epic commentator moments from Crofty, that through goes Hamilton moment. I'm hoping that we're going to have something just as amazing today here in PSGL's F6 at Great Britain. But enough talking about how great the track can be. Let's go ahead and take a look at the track itself. For those of you guys that do not know, here at Britain we have 18 turns, 5.8 kilometers, otherwise known as 3.6 miles, and 2 DRS zones. 2 DRS zones. Words are hard. 2 DRS zones. One right after Maggots and Beckett's, and the other one right after entry down the Wellington Straight. This is one of those tracks that is so historic that literally every single corner is named, not just by number, but also with an actual name. And so that's one of the fun things about this track as well, is you will hear me interchanging both the corner numbers and the corner names as we're talking about where people are on the track. Now, speaking of this place and tracks in general, it's a good time for us to look at our calendar. We are on round 6 here for the PSGL F6 Championship. Only 5 more rounds to go after today. Today is the official halfway mark of PSGL Season 32. In F6, we've had quite a season so far, if I'm being honest with you guys. It's been quite fun. I'm going to go ahead and get us over towards the gameplay, but you guys can see the standings in front. This season already in just the first 5 rounds, after last week's win in Monaco for P1 Ruben, that puts him at the top of the championship standings, but only by 3 points. It's very close. Snakes was beating him in the championship prior to the win, but Snakes, having not the best race of his career, did put him down into second. Third place is really close as well. Zerky only 6 points away from the lead in the championship. So this championship is anything but decided early. It is still very close, but obviously, those down outside of the top 3 are pretty far away from the top 3. E2 Lapalainen sitting in 4th. He is 17 points away from the lead in the championship. And in PSGL, a win, as you can see with the gold markers right there, is only worth 16 points, not the standard quote unquote 25 that you see in real Formula 1 racing. So points are hard to come by. I'm not saying that he doesn't have a chance, but I'm saying that it's definitely going to be a lot harder for him to get up to the top as, say, Zerky or Snakes to go and overtake P1 Ruben. Maybe one of those two could actually even do it this week here in Britain. But enough talking about the standings themselves. Let's go ahead and take a look at the action. This guy you guys see right here, this is Rhys Rothy. Rhys Rothy, a great driver. I'm excited to see him drive. We do have 19 drivers here today, but a lot of them are reserve drivers. That is something very important to note, as we did have quite a few people being out and absent for this week. Obviously, with Christmas coming up, a lot of people are taking small sabbaticals, but that is no worries for us here. Rhys Rothy is going to give us a show along with our current leader of the championship, Mr. Ruben. Oopsies. He is out on an outlap right now. Now, last time I was here, it was Canada. And in Canada, we had a little bit of action, a little bit of drama in the Red Bull garage. If you guys recall, P1 Ruben and Maddie actually came together pretty early on in that race. On lap 1, turn 1, effectively. They came together. I think there was one of the McLarens actually kind of got involved with it. He's not here this week. So, it was a bit of a contentious race from then on out between the two of them. They were battling very hard. So I'm a little bit worried to see if they end up, right next to each other in qualifying. That'd be very interesting. you can see that Hugo and Ruben has done a lot of practice here at this track. Because the way he just handled Maggots and Beckwith was absolutely textbook, using every inch of the available track, not cutting over and extending track limits, but really using everything he's got. Look at that right there again, another example, using everything he's got. He turns in so hard with this car in a lot of these corners, because you kind of have to here at this track. You really have to absolutely send your car into the corners. He's going to cross the line, sitting in second right now behind his other P1 friend, P1 Killed, who's right now in provisional spot at 27.071. Good lap for him. That looked good. I want to see Maddie. Ooh, Zerky, first one to clock into the 26s. I'm guessing we're going to see a 26.3 as our pole position here today. That is my guess. My humble prediction, as it is. Now, we are missing a few of our favorites, here today. One of the main ones that we're missing that I'm noticing is Ayub Khan is unfortunately not here this week. I believe he is working this week, getting ready for the holidays. And so with us missing Ayub Khan, who are we going to root for? That's the real question. Right now, it looks like the Aston Martin garage is pretty easy to root for, as they're sitting in P1 and P2 provisionally with just 5 minutes of qualifying down. They're fast. They're definitely the team to watch out for. Currently leading the Constructors' Championship, they are as well. So, let's see what Matty can do here. Other Red Bull. Maybe will he best his Red Bull teammate? He just barely will at 27.007. Almost cracked into the 26s. Right now, every single driver has set a time except for Luca LaMonaco, who will be setting one pretty soon. He's coming around the final two corners. He's on turn 15 fine. There he goes. And through club. How will Luca LaMonaco sit? In the mid-27s, 27.3 right there in 7th place. So this is actually pretty impressive, I will say. Quite often in qualifying, we have at least one driver who doesn't get a chance to set a time. But right now, we have 19 drivers all having time set. That's pretty darn good, if you ask me. Which bodes well for the race itself. If everybody here is able to set times, that means they're all relatively confident here at this track, which means a much better chance for some great wheel-to-wheel racing mid-race today, which is what we all want to see, obviously, right? Nita Nahana, another guy that I really like rooting for. I want to see him do well today. Right now, he's sitting in 15th with 27.9. It's amazing that 27.9 is only fast enough for 15th here. F6 really is quite quick. Up the top, though, we do have Zerky Snakes holding down the top two spots. They look great up there in the Aston Martin garage. Looking very confident. Both of them the only ones in the 26s. Everybody else in the 27s or 28s. The slowest of them being Victor Wilder. I doubt that was a very fast lap for him. I bet you that was just a lap that had some mistakes in there at a 28.7. I do expect Victor Wilder to put down below 27. Almost certainly. All these guys are capable of low 27s. Right now, though, from 3rd place all the way down to 17th place, 18th place even, basically. It's just barely a second separates all 17 of those drivers. That's 16 of those drivers. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. A ton of drivers already, after setting some quick laps, and it's only gonna get quicker. Speaking of quicker, let's see what Killed's got. He's coming through that lap right here. Oh, actually, Ruben is the one I want to watch. As our championship leader, I do want to give him some love and some extra highlighting today. Let's see how he does here in Britain. Is Ruben going to hold down a championship lead today, or is Zerky or Snakes going to take it? Right now, qualifying is saying Zerky or Snakes looking pretty solid. But as we know, race pace and qualifying are oftentimes not the same. So anything can happen still. I'm thinking Ruben. I think he shines better on the tighter tracks. Obviously, he won in Monaco last week, or 2 weeks ago. Excuse me. Last week was our break. Last time we were out here, he did win in Monaco, and so I do think that Ruben is going to struggle here on a more traditional style racetrack. You know, I think that somebody like Zerky or Snakes are going to have a lot better luck, especially Snakes is one that I'm actually really looking for to have the win. He's my prediction for today. But I do think that Ruben will still be in the top 5. I don't think he's going to be far shout away from the top step. But, you know, he could prove me wrong. He could end up taking that, taking the top spot and making me look silly. And I'd be fine with that. I'm sure he'd be just fine with that, too. Here he goes through Magnus and Beckett. He looks very, very, very clean, as you can see. Look at the way he uses every single bit of that track. And again, just far enough to the outside but he doesn't invalidate. He's improved by only 0.02 of a second, though. So he needs to have, like, basically the best final 3 corners. I mean, Stowe looks good, but doesn't look exceptional, if I'm being honest with you. And the Veil Chicane, that's quick. That's really good right there. The exit of the Veil Chicane was very good for him, so he should be able to improve right here. 26.997 does get into the 26s, puts himself in 3rd, just in front of his teammate Matty, but still not enough for provisional pole. And he's only really going to get maybe one more shot at this. Let's see what Matty's got. He's going to go around his outlap right here. I want to see Matty put some challenge to the top guys right here. What can Matty do? Let the Aston Martin clear out just a little bit. You can see that car right in front of him was a little bit close. Gonna let him go. And he's out and away. There goes Matty on his first attempt on this new set of softs. Hello to all in chat. Goji, Xander, Galos, Tutu, and Kristen. How's it going, everybody? Welcome in. Tutulani Tator says, go Wowdy, Julio, Itu, Jack, and Nua. Wow, we got a lot of people to root for. I wonder what's got you liking all these people. Itu Lapalainen is one I also really want to pay more attention to as well, as he's going to be starting a hot lap pretty soon. He's sitting in 4th in the championship right now. And with a good result today, he can snap 3rd, and if 2nd place doesn't score anything, he could snap 2nd as well. He won't be able to get 1st. Even with the fastest lap, he would only be able to tie up 1st. So we shall see what E2 Lapanainen can get done today. But again, right now we are on Matty as he's handling Magnus and Beckett's. Flying through some of the fastest corners on the F1 calendar. He goes, crosses the sector marker 0.05 of a second up on his best, which would put him up into, as of right now, I think P4. You can see P3 through P6 is getting really tight. Just two tenths separate those, even more than down to P6. Oh my gosh, so many people in the 27 zeros. Ooh, there's Zerky throwing it on provisional right now. And here goes Matty, throws it in 4th at a 26.918. Not quite fast enough for the top spot, but that is a good qualifying for him. So if we take a look at the times, wow, it's getting close. Zerky obviously a little bit of a far stretch ahead of everybody at a 26.674. That's a pretty great lap. But then P1 killed in 2nd. The Alpha Tauri jumping in there. Kind of being a little bit of a dark horse, if you ask me. But he's up in there. 3rd place at Snakes at 26.864 with a 26.918. 26.962, 26.997. 3 people in the 26.9s. Matty, Andrew Fairley, and Ruben. And then the 27 zeros, we've got even more. Julio Figueroa, Victor Wilder, and Wildy. It's close, man. This is a really close qualifying already. Ethan Apalainen trying to get his name up into that top group that I was just referencing. I don't know if this is going to be fast enough for it, though. Oh, it is. The 26.851. Wow. There we go. And now we understand why he's sitting up in 4th place in the championship. Because, gosh darn it, this guy is quick. Great lap from Lapalainen. To Charlie Moon. Charlie Moon starting a hot lap. New one for me. I have not gotten a chance to cast on Charlie Moon. I am very excited to see how he handles the 18 corners of intensity here at Silverstone. A relatively flat track, not a whole ton of elevation change, just a little bit really through Maggots and Beckets, and that's basically it. And it's really just more like a kind of like Scottish hill, as it is, right? You know, very, very tiny hill. That's back there in the Maggots and Beckets area, so not a lot of elevation change for these drivers to negotiate. It's really just about mechanical grip and aerodynamic downforce that grips them to the track. Charlie Moon almost flat through Cops, but has to lift just a little bit. Now he's into Maggots and Beckets. Great downshift there. We go down one more. Stays in 6th, surprisingly enough. I think he probably could have gotten away with going down to 5th, but he is 1/10 up in his time. Put him into 27.3s, almost 27.2s, which would move him almost into the top 10, but he's got to get 3 more tenths to get into the top 10, because 10th and 11th are separated by 3 tenths. That's a big gap here in F1 League Racing. So, oh, there's a mistake right there from Charlie Moon. He is going backwards. That's not the way you're supposed to go. Charlie Moon probably got on the power a little bit too early. He does it again. Doing some donuts for us all. Wants to get in the pits. Says, yeah, I'm done. That was kind of convenient. He's been out right there, I will say. But Charlie Moon was up on his time, probably about to get 11th place and take out Luca LaMonaco. But Charlie Moon unfortunately spins it and unable to take out Luca LaMonaco. Now those who are out right now is just Maddie and Figuera. Figuera, is he going to be going in? Nope. Figuera is starting a lap. Let's watch Julio. All these other drivers, I think, are only going to get one more try at this. So we're gonna start seeing a lot of people leaving the pits pretty soon. Ready for that? Here goes Julio Figuera. He just said 27-0. That's his best lap right now. Right now, sitting in 8th. If he just improves by 2 tenths, he's all the way up into 3rd. How crazy is that? Just 2 tenths of a second. An immeasurable amount of time will take him from 8th place on the grid all the way up into 3rd. That's amazing how close this qualifying is already. And again, Zerke, a little bit of a shout away from everybody. 26.674. That's a pretty solid qualifying time for himself. He's probably feeling pretty confident right now. I wonder if he can improve even more. Juan Figuera. Really full committed through Cops. Had a light lift and downshift to get through it and get the most amount of mechanical grip to that corner. I think he probably has a little more speed through those corners if he was really, really pushing it. You can see how hard he turns into those corners. He is more than a 10th up in his time, though, which would put him up into 5th right now. At this current moment, he's looking to steal 5th if he can keep this exact delta time compared to his first lap. Can Figuera have a great final sector right here? Looks good through Vale Chicane. Not the most confident exit out of Vale Chicane, but it'll do. And Figuera, 26.848, puts himself in 3rd, actually. Improves even more than what I thought. And he has now snapped each lap line and out of his spot in 3rd place. So, Julio Figuera, come to play. Here he is. Everybody watch out for the new guy on the block. Speaking of new guy, how about Nua? Nua, all the way back in last place in the Williams. Unfortunately, quite fitting for the Williams. But each lap line is making Williams look great right now. Nua needs to have a good qualifying time here. He's far away from the top guys. I know that, you know, every single person in this league never wants to come anything lower than 1st place. So Nua's going to be giving it everything he's got. Let's see if everything he has is going to be enough. Up the top, we do have Zerke. I think he is just letting people go by. That's what he's doing. I wasn't sure what he's doing. Ooh, look at Julio. He's going back right now. Lap the line in. What can he do? Qualifying is now officially over. Maddie, that is the best time he will have, is a 26.9. We're going to have a Mercedes of Andrew Fairley coming around. Let's see if Andrew Fairley can improve on his time. After that, we'll have a Ferrari of, I want to say, Victor Wilder. Andrew Fairley, can he get better than his 26.9? No, he cannot. He spins on the final corner. Oh, And Jack Harrington comes across at 27-2. His heartbreak. Ruben, though, about to come across the line. Remember, he's looking for pole position right now. He's not going to get it at 27-1. That's slower than his best. 26-9. And the best Ruben will have is 8th, which is a tough spot to defend a championship lead from. Very tough. Snakes, though, looking to steal it off Andrew Fairley. Right now, Zerky, the best time he's got is what he has up there at 26-6, still sitting provisionally on pole. But will Snakes, his teammate, be able to steal that from him? I don't know about that. It just might happen. It does not quite happen. 26-7, 6-9 for Snakes. But Wildy comes in and steals provisional pole off of Zerky. Wow, what a lap from the McLaren. That was gorgeous. Oh, we do have a crash right here. Robbie Van crashing across the start-finish line. And we've got the last one coming across. It's Charlie. Oh, sorry, Nissan is out of qualifying as well. So Charlie was the last one to go. And Charlie set a mediocre time at 15th. Not the best for him. And that is looking like our qualifying order today here for PSGL's F6 round in Britain. Wildy stealing pole position the last minute off of Zerky at 26.598. Great lap from Wildy. Second to Zerky, third to Killed, fourth to Snakes, fifth to Julio Figuera, sixth to Ethan Lapinainen, seventh to Matty, eighth to Andrew Fairley, ninth to P1 Ruben. I can't believe I'm saying that. Championship leader right now, starting in ninth, and Victor Wilder rounding out our top 10. Outside the top 10, Luca Lamonaco, Mika Bimp, Jack Harrington, Eamon, Charlie Moon, Nitzan Ohana, Robbie Van, Nua, Licorpi, and Reese Rothy, unfortunately, at the very back. The entire grid is separated by just 1.3 seconds. Excluding 19th place, it's separated by just a second. Oh my gosh. Wow. 18 drivers separated by just a second. Reese Rothy, I think, has actually better time in him. I don't think that that 3/10 out of the pace from the last place position is really representative of him. It's 1.210 seconds that separates from top to bottom. That is ridiculously close. That is incredible how close that is. So I am excited to see how all these guys handle once the race gets going. I'm expecting to see a lot of action, a couple incidents, a lot of hardcore racing. And so all of you guys that are about ready to watch this race, buckle up and get ready. It's going to be a good one. We're going to be right back with a quick after this quick break. And we're back, everybody. We're just about ready to go racing here in Britain. Letting all the drivers load up and get ready for the race today. Oh boy, I am excited. Words can't even describe just how so insanely excited I am for this race today. I think we're going to have some absolute insane action out on track today. Get ready for some craziness. Now, our pole sitter Wildy, is he going to be able to take that amazing qualifying lap and translate that into a win, or is he going to have a bit of a howler of a race, and is it going to get away from him? That's what I'm wondering. I personally think, sorry guys, this is for the pause menu. I personally think that Wildy has a pretty solid chance at a win today. I think this track is relatively favorable to a pole sitter. As we saw in real life, it did, favor Carlos Sainz after he sat it on pole, so we shall find out if it's going to be the same as it is in real life or if it's not going to quite translate. But what matters is how this race goes in the virtual world, not about the real life one. We got just a second until the lights start coming on. I'm going to count you down, everybody. Get ready for the race today. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights are on. And they're off. It is race time here in Britain for PSGL's F6. And we've got already a little bit of action coming around the back. We got Aston Martin still staying up there. That's Zerky. We got a couple positions getting lost and held. Lapinainen gained 1. Julio Figueroa lost 1. But Mika Bep at the very back has had a little bit of a crash. We got a couple cars right here. It's Nua and Luca LaMonaco. They're almost side by side going through entry in the loop. And they come out onto the Wellington straight. They look fine now. Everyone's starting to kind of spread out just a little bit. Not a whole lot of side-by-side action, except for a little bit farther up the grid. We've got Maddie right next to Julio Figueira, and Julio Figueira actually gets in front of Maddie. They're still side-by-side. That's a little bit of a moment for Julio Figueira. Loses 2 positions, 3 positions because of it. Figueira now down into 9th, and maybe even going to lose it to Victor Wilder. Not quite. A little bit up. We've got Andrew Fairley and Maddie going to go side-by-side. They're cups. It's a Mercedes and a Red Bull. That's always a bad move, but it looks like the Red Bull ended up losing out on that one. Maddie decides to relegate and let Andrew Fairley go through. Now Ruben and Maddie right next to each other once again. Already we've seen this go bad when we were at Canada this year. Is it going to go bad again this year in Britain, or are they going to be fine next to each other? It's looking like Maddie's got the run on him going up into Stowe. I think it's going to be Maddie. He's going to take that inside line. Maddie's going to dive the inside line. I think Ruben might just let him through. Ruben does just let him through. Says, all right, not worth the fight. Go ahead and go through, Maddie. Ruben stays back for the Vale Chicane. And lap 1 is now officially done. Wildy will cross the line, still leading here in Britain. What a lap from Wildy. Great job to hold down the lead. Already 8 tenths to the good over Zerke. Zerke also 6 tenths up on P1 Killed. The gaps are starting to increase just a little bit here and there. I do want to take a look at our tires today. Every single driver is starting on the hards. A lot of originality out there, that's for sure. Jack Harrington, only one with a penalty so far. New Ilacorpi, losing positions like crazy. Did he spin? He is. Nua's off. Oh no. Nua doesn't look like he has damage, but he did go off. Coming around turn 4. So he'll get back on track, but all the way in the very, very, very back. After having made up so many positions on that start. That is not what you want to see if you are a Williams fan. Higher to good, we've got Julio Figueira and Ruben still fighting it. Figueira gets in front of Ruben. Now Ruben going to look for the inside line out of cups. He's going to have a great drive. And it's going towards Maggots. Figueira maybe to get bets into Maggots. Not quite. They're still side by side. That's incredible racing right there between the Alpine and the Red Bull. Red Bull looking for the switchback coming out of Beckett's. Almost had it. Goes a little bit too wide, a little bit too committed to the corner. Didn't get the drive and the grip that he needed. And has to relegate to Figueira. So far, incredible racing. Oh my gosh. I knew it was going to be good, but this is really good. Wow. 3-horse race right here for 8th, 9th, 10th. Mitch Wilder not too far out of touch. And Eamon right behind, and Luca behind, and Risha behind, and Jack Harrington behind. It is so close. Zerke now sets the fastest lap at a 30.631. Just barely closes up the gap over Wildy at the very top to just 2 tenths less than what it was prior. Speaking of which, we're going to have DRS pretty soon. I want to say we have DRS now. So, well, that means Zerke's going to start looking for moves. Zerke has DRS advantage now. How much of a difference is this going to make? I'm sure it's going to make some, but I don't know about how much. Down the bottom, we got Luca LaMonaco. Going to have DRS equality with Eamon, but Eamon actually weak coming out of Wellington straight. And that's Brooklyn's, seeing Luca LaMonaco get through. Or Eamon. Interesting right there. I actually thought that they were going to be, pretty even killed, but Eamon looks like he's running a little bit of higher downforce setup than Luca LaMonaco, more like the not. So that's probably what contributed to him getting passed up on the straight, even though they both had DRS. We do have a yellow flag in the back. It looks like it's Nua. Let's get another little spin coming out of left field. That's unfortunate. There they go. Channeling through Maggots and Beckett's. I want to see Zerke. Zerke now just 3 tenths away from Wildy. The gap was 6 tenths at the start of this race, or at the start of this lap. It's closing up. Oh, so quickly. Oh, just kidding. Now back to exactly where it was. Look at Wildy, just faster out of the corners. Just a little bit better than his rival right now of Zerke. And our current championship leader, P1 Ruben, sitting in 9th. Not good for his championship hopes. He can't afford to have a race like this, where he doesn't get a podium. Because we best know that Zerke and Snakes are both going to be rocking podiums almost every single race. And so having a race like this for Ruben is going to be quite detrimental to his championship attempts here in F6 PSGL. Down the grid, we got Jack Harrington. almost dives on an Eamon. Eamon actually looking a little bit pedestrian today. He already let Luca LaMonaco get through pretty easily, and now he might let Jack Harrington get through. Jack Harrington, though, actually having to work for it a little bit harder, but Eamon finally does relent. That was it really wasn't as much work as I think it should have been. You know? Oh no. Now up the grid. We're on Zerky. Ooh, sorry if there's a little bit of lag, guys. I just noticed that my stream is getting a little bit laggy. Please let me know if it starts getting fixed. It seems to be fine for now. Sorry about the little spike. Hopefully it's okay now. Sorry about that, everybody. Pray for internet problems. Yeah, it seems fine now. Okay, we're back up on Zerky Camp. Look at all these guys flying through. It's a bit of a snake right now. Not a whole lot of passing going on. Don't really like having much of a passing opportunity, I will say. I do want to see Ruben make a move. I mean, he's got the DRS advantage over Figueira. Figueira does not have DRS. So... Oh, no. Oh my gosh. Did you guys tell me if the stream keeps losing? It looks like we keep losing stream connection. Now as Ruben gets in front of Julio Figueira. Figueira now bested by the Red Bull, and the Red Bull now on the charge to catch back up to his teammate. But he's so far away. It's gonna be hard. Quality does set fast lap. Zerky then takes it back from him as well. So still a bit of a tight race up at the very top. Very tight race at the top. I'm sorry about the lagging, guys. It's weird that it just keeps like randomly cutting out. I don't exactly know why either. And there isn't really much of a better fix besides trying to restart the entire thing, so I'd rather not do that. So it looks like it's just going to cut out every once in a while. Hopefully it's going to stop from now on. We have stronger connection for the rest of the race. Very sorry about that, guys, but thank you so much for your patience and for being wonderful. And hanging out here today. I hope you guys are enjoying the race. This is pretty great racing so far, if you ask me. It's pretty crazy. Couple good passes. Reached Roth, they already up 7 positions. Our biggest loser of the day right now is, unfortunately, Julio Figueira, down 4. And Ruben is only made up 1. But look at everybody else. Almost everybody's stagnant from qualifying, which is not at all what I was expecting. And still, everybody's still in the hearts. No one has made a move into the pits yet. Nua has had a bit of a tough race so far. He's been getting a couple spins here and there. I've seen a few of them from him. So it's quite unfortunate for Nua down at the very back. 19 seconds out of touch. So far away. There's really not much he can do to catch back into this without a safety car. And with how consistent everybody seems to be on this track, I don't really foresee a safety car coming. I think we might actually get, 26 laps of green flag racing. Now, I say that partially because I want to jinx that, and I want there to be a safety car. Because I love safety car restarts. They always get crazy. But everybody right now is like, pretty much even Stevens with each other. Ooh, we do have a little bit of a spin in the back. Looks like Eamon. Oh, he did spin it. And we got Robbie Van coming up the back of him. Almost gets in front of him before turn 1, but Eamon is able to hold him off just barely. Eamon, no damage to his car, it looks like, but he's in a very hot battle between him and Robbie Van. Robbie Van does not want to be in 18th any longer. He wants to get at least 1 position back. He says, let me through, Eamon. Come on. And Robbie Van probably going to have the DRS to get this done. At the top, I do want to watch the Snakes. And a P1 kill. It's really close to the two of them. This is a fight for the final podium position. This fight matters a lot. And it's 2-10s right now going into Maggots and Beckett's. If Snake's going to have a good exit out of Beckett's, which it looks like he has a decent one, to go to a little wide, but not so much to the extent of track limits, he might get the DRS advantage and enough of it to be able to make a pass here. Is he going to go for it? He looks for the outside. Gonna go on the outside into Stowe and doesn't quite get there beforehand. Now he's right up on the tail of the Alpha Tauri, though. It's less than 2/10 away. Fakes a dive on the inside, decides not to go for it into the Veil Chicane. Stays just planted to the gearbox of that Alpha Tauri. And he decides to stay back one more lap. Gets a little bit of a moment. Catches it fine. That probably scared Snakes a little bit. He might have to change his race suit at the end of the day from that one. That could have been a race ender right there. Look at the way they dive into these corners. Just so aggressive. I love how much punishment they can put their car through, and it still just works. It's incredible the level of skill these guys have. Snake still 4/10 away. Does not have the same advantage that he had coming out of Beckett's last time. Ruh-roh. So sorry, guys. My sound just cut off for a second. Don't worry about that. Wow, we're having nothing but technical difficulties today. Wow. We should be back up in normal, though. Weird. All right, we're going to get Snakes. Same exact gap that he was on against Killed at last lap. But now he's dumping more energy to get up there. DRS open. Going to be alongside him. And looks to hold on the outside this time. Doesn't want to relegate, but he can't hold it. Almost got through around the outside. That would have been absolutely gorgeous. But couldn't quite hold it that time around. He's still right up on the tail of him, though. This is such a close battle between these two. And that's why I keep sticking on this camera, because I just want to see how this one plays out. I think Snakes has the pace. I just think Killed is defending so well. And you can see how much it's getting them out of touch from the top two. They're now 2.6 seconds away from P1 and P2. That's a big gap. Oh, a bit of a mistake from Killed. Almost lets Snakes through. Snakes gets a little bit of a mistake as well on the exit. He's looking squirrely. He's trying so hard right now. And Lapalainen, because they've been battling so hard, has now gotten an opportunity to get up in it as well. Now E2 sits in fourth in the championship. Doesn't want to sit there much longer. He wants to get higher up. He's going to take a little bit of a gander here. And maybe try to get in front. No, we do have Nua. He's retired into the pits. That is our first DNF of the day. Unfortunate for Nua. Just such a howler of a race. When it started out bad, it only got worse. I'm not sure if he had, severe damage or something like that. He probably did. Unfortunate for Nua. Now, what about each lap landing? Can he get in front of either of these two guys? Will Snakes be able to make something happen? He's farther back now. Had a much worse lap than the last two, so Lapalainen not going to be able to do anything about this right now. A little bit farther down the grid. I do want to see Julio Figueira on the back of Ruben. It's close. It's very close between these two. There's Zerky setting down the fastest lap again. Wow. Those guys at the top, they are just, trading fastest laps. Is what it looks like. They're going quick. They're pushing each other along like crazy. In fact, let's go ahead and take a look at them right here. We got Zerky and Wildy. They're still just right on each other. They're kind of towing each other along and just getting farther and farther and farther away from the field. Now almost full 3 seconds away from everybody else. It's working out great for both of them. They're just gapping the rest of the field and making them all look silly. Both of them would have to get big 3-second penalties to give Killed a chance of, getting second or first at this moment. So 16 laps to go here in Britain. We're almost at the halfway mark. And right now, like I said, not a whole ton of passing has gone on so far. Really, our big one has been Rich Routhie at the very back. He's moved up 7 positions. Everybody else, though, only maybe 1 or 2 positions up or down the grid, or staying level pegging with how they started. So, bit of an interesting race so far. I knew Rich Routhie was going to do well because he qualified at the very back. I think it was just he never got a good lap down. Now that he's in the race pace, it's really, really coming together for him. Right here, I want to check out Snakes. He's right up in the back, Killed. Look at this, man. Once again, tail to nose. It's very close to the two of them. For those guys that are watching here today, thank you again so much for hanging out here for PSGL. If you guys don't remember, my name is Eli. And we are wonderfully sponsored by our friends at GT Omega, as you can see in the very top left corner above our lap marker. Please give them a lot of love. If you guys are ever looking for a new simulator and trying to get you know, a better rig for yourself, definitely go check them out. Use code PSGL at checkout for an extra 5% off as well. They do us a lot of favors, and we got to give them a lot of love. I need to hydrate myself. My voice is starting to go from screaming about these guys for the last 11 laps. Those of you guys that understand the commentary curse, your vocal cords take a bit of a beating. And speaking of taking a bit of a beating, Julio Figueira has taken a bit of a beating today's race. He's down 4 positions, our technical biggest loser, and might be losing another one here after Magnussen Beckett's. You can see he's blinking. He's got no ARS to defend himself out of Beckett's here. And will Victor decide to dump it all just to make this pass? He's a little too far away to make it happen. I think he knows it. But Figueira is using all of his energy that he has, which is basically nothing left, just to stay in front. And as of right now, he's holding it, but only just. Only just. Down the grid, looks like Nissan Ohana has let something through. It looks like actually there's a bit of a battle between these two. Oh, there is a bit of a battle. And there's Charlie Moon. Gets in front of Ohana. Great move from Charlie Moon into the Vale Chicane. That was pretty. All right, up the top. Let's check out Snakes. Snakes has basically been holding down this gap to Killed for like 7 laps straight. Then about 3/10 for a while. He just can't quite get that little bit of extra pace he needs to get in front of Killed. It's so close of a gap, yet so far. They go flying down the hangar straight. Sorry, not the hangar straight. The one unnamed straight, the old start-finish straight. That's what it was. And 4/10 away, coming out of Beckett's. That's too far for Snakes. He's not gonna be able to make a pass here. Looks to fake the dive on the inside. The Alpha Tower, he is not phased whatsoever. He says, nope, you don't got that. I will keep this. Thank you very much. Stays in front. Doesn't even worry about it. Ooh, almost a little bit too late on the brakes right there for Snakes. And almost rear ends Killed. Going to the Vale Chicane. They're still pretty even on energy too. 43 to 36. It's very close. But Zerky at the very top, holding on to all of his energy. Look at that. He's at 76%. Is he going to be looking for an undercut here? We're at the halfway mark of the race now, and probably since they're all on hards, y'all, we're going to be seeing pit stops the next like 3 or 4 laps, I'm going to guess. So get ready for those. They're probably all going to go into the mediums and take them to the end. And Wally just needs to make sure he doesn't get undercut. It's all going to be a game of chess at the very top here. Who's going to pit first is basically the question at this point between these two. And I bet you they're going to be pitting on lap 15 is my guess. And then take the mediums all the way through the end. Snakes now. It's about the best gap he's had going into Magnussen Beckett's. This looks like his best chance yet to maybe make a pass in the AlphaTauri, but doesn't get quite the drive, but it's, I think, enough. Killed won't be able to defend for much longer. There's the Aston Martin, takes the outside line, and it's still side by side going through the 4th to last corner. Almost through his Snakes, but Killed now does relent, and Snakes is through. Well done for Snakes, was very patient, finally got it done. And speaking of undercuts, it looks like Wildy is going for that strategy. Pits on lap 14 and says, all right, time for the mediums. Let's get them yellows on. Take them to the end. Wants to have the pace early on so he can start gapping out. But remember, he will be coming out into light traffic. I'm going to be guessing he's going to be coming out in front of Nissan Ohana. That's my guess. Charlie Moon has spun, unfortunately, on the final corner. Oh! Charlie Moon still spinning is more. His tire's probably hotter than 1,000 suns right now. You see, Wildly, to give you an example of how close the gap is right now between all these drivers, y'all, Wildly was leading the race, and he came out of the pits in the very back. Wow. But he will have the DRS advantage. So he'll be able to get back up there. 1.1 between him and Eamon. That's not going to last very long. Now, the Aston Martin pair are leading the race here, and they are stoked to see that. Both of them sitting in the 1-2 spots, as they are currently leading the Constructors' Championship here in F6. I'm sure they just want to see this for the rest of the race, and not just for a couple laps, but I bet you we're going to see Zerky go in right now. No, actually. What about Snakes? Snakes also no. Killed? No. D2 no. Barely no. I know. Ruben no. Julia no. Victor no. Luca yes. Reach yes. So only 2 more so far have decided to make the pits. What about Jack Harrington? Nope. Mika no. Nissan. Will he go to the pits or will he stay out? Nissan no. Robbie. What's he thinking? He's gonna go take the pits. Eamon no. Wildy obviously not. Charlie Moon. Gonna be a while until we find out. So we only have 3 more people pop the pits today on this lap. I would have thought we would have a few more people go in after watching Wildy go, but we don't. Darn Wildy, as he's passed up to Eamon at the rate of knots, he's going to probably try to make a pass right here on the inside. Look at the way he dives through turn 3. That was absolutely amazing right there. Wildy is now through better than Eamon. That was very, very, very quick. And he's also going to have the DRS advantage because the DRS detection zone was right before he passed. So it all works out as good as possible for Wildy. And he moves the position up and is back on the hunt to try to hold down that lead that he was holding down. The Italap Linen in a hot battle with P1 Killed. It's very close. Lappalainen has a bit of an ERS advantage, but Killed is still using all of his as well. It's going to be a move made. He's going to take around the outside. We've already seen this go well once and still treated Snakes very well. Now Lappalainen, I think, might get around Killed. Killed decides to go to the pits and fairly as well. And so Lappalainen now through up into third. To the pits goes 3 drivers. Killed, Fairley, and Ruben. Jack, no. Mika, no. Nissan, what are you thinking? No. Wildy, obviously not. Eamon. Not yet. Charlie Moon too far. Look at Monaco right up in the back. Charlie Moon. Look at Monaco. Probably going to pass the inside. Late dive. He's going to have it done. Has great inside grip. Look at that. And he is through the AlphaTauri. Almost. Hold on a second. Charlie Moon really racing right here. Wow, look at how close they're getting. Goes for the switchback move. Luca Monaco gets through just barely. That was close. But great racing between the two of them. Luca Monaco's not going to be happy about that, though, because Charlie Moon is really running his own race. There wasn't much reason for him to be racing Luca Monaco so hard, because Charlie Moon is so far in the back because of his spins. And Luca Monaco is still fighting for one of the top spots. So I'm sure he's not going to be stoked about that. Speaking of top spots, Maddie, 3/10 away coming out of Beckett's. We've already seen some passes happen here on the outside of the next corner. Lappalainen looking vulnerable. Maddie, though, decides to not even go for it because he's driving very pedestrian, stays directly behind the Williams in its slipstream, doesn't even try to make the pass. Avoids track limits. Lappalainen goes in for the pits. Snakes doesn't go in, but Zerky is finally in. So now who will be leading the race after all pit stops are done? That's the question that I need to know. Everybody should have gone onto the mediums. Yep, all those that have pit have gone onto the mediums. Zerky and Lappalainen also. Now, will some of these people be trying to stretch their hearts as far as possible so they can put on some softs? Ooh. What do you guys think in chat? I'm thinking we're going to see a few people go on the softs. I think we're going to see somebody like Nissan Ohana go on the softs. Eamon. I think these guys are going to play some aggressive strategies. And Charlie Moon as well. I think they're all going to go on the softs. And take the hards as long as they can. That's my guess. Now, will I be right? No, I don't know. But that's my guess. Zerky gets in front. Nissan Ohana. Zerky back on the attack. He's 2.7 seconds away from Wildy, though. Look at how much that undercut has favored the McLaren. 3 seconds. What was once 0.6 of a second is now 3 seconds because Zerky decided to pit late. Oh, man. I don't know about that. The undercut worked wonders. Now, how well will those tires wear is the question. Is it going to allow Zerky to get up in there and fight Wildy pretty soon, or is Zerky just basically throwing away this race and all of his chances at a win? Now it is looking a little bit gloomy out there. Wondering if some rain might just happen to show up. I don't think it will. I think there's a chance of it. This very slight. Oh, hold on a second. As I'm saying that, I see sprinkles. All these people that go into the mediums are going to have to make a second pit stop, and all these guys that are on the hards might be able to stretch them to the point they can throw in some inters. Hold on a second. Did we even see some strokes of genius from people like Maddie, Victor, Julio, and Jack? Where these guys are out on the track, there's no rain. Oh, hold on a second. Killed? Maybe on the Andrew Fairley? Oh, that inside dive on Andrew Fairley. A little bit of sprinkle starting to come down. Oh, big mistake from Eamon. Probably getting slippery on the rain. You can see Ruben struggling for grip, and East Lab lining as well. All these drivers are going to start struggling for grip. And Killed, look at the inside line on the Cubs. Against Andrew Fairley, didn't quite have it there. Andrew Fairley defended so well, and so aggressively too. Andrew Fairley does not want to let Killed get through. They're on equal tire strategies, so, you know, if everybody ends up having to pit, then they're going to be in the same spot. Maddie, Julio, and Victor all going in. Are they going to throw in inters early? This would be silly if they do. Are they going to try to make, you know, slicks last? They're going on inters. Okay, what are we going to see right here? Maddie, Victor, Julio, all put on inters. And everybody else in the mediums are going to go except for Zerky. Zerky has stayed out on the media, or on the mediums, yes. Hold on a second. This is now extremely interesting. Whoa. This has really shaken up the race here. Maddie out in front on the inters. You can see a big group of cars in between Victor Wilder and Maddie. Now I want to see what kinds of delta times we're going to be seeing from people. Victor Wilder looks like he's catching. Oh, we got spun from Killed. Oh, Killed in the mediums has spun it. I knew it was going to be starting to happen. Victor Wilder, look at this. He's at 4/10 disadvantage to Ruben. Let's see how much faster he catches up to Ruben. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. Oh, Ruben looking like an ice skater right now, comparatively to Victor, who goes around the outside. Around left field. I have never seen somebody pass there. But with the insane amount of grip advantage that he has, it was just like taking candy from a baby. And he's through. Now he got Victor Wilder on Andrew Fairley. Also through. Look at the difference. It's huge. And Maddie now, because of where he's at on track, he's looking like my favorite to win the race. What a shakeup. The Red Bull. The second driver of Red Bull, effectively, he has been the one who has performed the least out of the two Red Bull guys, is now sitting in the effective lead as Zerky still stays out and is trying to just muscle those slicks through, and he's letting himself get passed again. What's he doing right now? Zerky, what a silly, and Snakes as well. These guys are silly. They should have thrown the inters. What were they thinking? Andrew Fairley, Ruben, and Killed are going to put on the inters. Robbie Van certainly should. And it's just going to be Zerky and Snakes, the two Aston Martins, making one of the silliest strategy calls I've ever seen in league racing. Just kidding. Robbie also stays out. That's silly. That's just silly. What are you guys thinking? You know, if I'm the Aston Martin guys, sure, you know, there's a piece of me that's like, I can make it work, right? Kind of, you know, muscle your way through it, but just look at the times. Data doesn't suggest that you can. Look at how much Zerky's losing to Maddie. He just lost a whole second. Literally a whole second through left field alone. Through left field, a whole second. Luca Monaco has the DNF in the pits. He's done. Zerky's race was doing so well, and it's now down in the dumps. Needs to pit. Doesn't want to now, obviously, but now Julio Figueroa's through. Zerky and Snakes. Oh, man. Just mistakes. Big mistakes. Look at the just struggle bus that he is on right here. Trying to get out of Magus and Beckett's. Well, Julio Figueroa, Victor Wilder, and Matty are just flying away from everybody. Right now, our current podium sitters, provisionally, of course. Those three. Zerky. Massive understeer into that corner. Watch him line up towards the pits. There he's going to go. Yeah. Zerky! What are you thinking, brother? He just decided I'd rather lose this race than pit. What is he thinking? Track position is not going to save you, my friend. You're losing 2 seconds a lap. At 2 seconds a lap, he's got 12 seconds to lose. Right? Zerky will be losing 12 seconds by the end of this race to everybody else. Now, if we check that out against the leader, Zerky is, so that would be anybody who's 26 seconds or farther. So best case scenario, Zerky gets 7th at this rate. In all honesty. The way I look at it, I don't think Zerky can do any better than 7th at this point. If he decides to stay out. You know, and that was silly. We have another person retiring in the pits. Robert Dan decided to say, hey, I'm done. And right now, Matty, well, like I said, is leading this race pretty comfortably on strategy. Great strategy from Matty. Made those hards last as long as he could. Had a feeling that rain might come. And it came just in time. Now it's just a light sprinkle, so the inters are all you need. He's looking great. Look at Zerky right here, guys. He lost another one to Jack Harrington. And look at this. Wildy is about to pass him. Look at that. He just gained a full second through Magus and Beckett's. Wildy did. More than a second. Wildy's through. Zerky, once again, loses another position. Needs to just pit, man. Just go in. He's pot committed. He's staying out. Okay, so right now, Zerky, 4 seconds between Zerky and each lap Linen. How long will it take each lap Linen to catch up to Zerky? I mean, there's a second right there in just, oh, second and a half in just sector 3. 2 seconds in sector 3. Yep. Zerky is already out of the points anyway. No way he gets points. No way. I do not see it happening. Look at lap Linen, just gaining on him like nobody's business. The Aston Martin may as well just be a rolling chicane at this point. Because he's just got no, he's got no pace and he gets a spin. Recovers the spin and gets back on track. But that's exactly what I knew was going to happen. Zerky's race is gone. Gone. Oh my gosh. Wow, this is a heartbreak for the Aston Martin. Just, he was too committed to his ideas. Unwilling to waver in strategy, and it has cost him dearly. Almost certainly cost him a potential race win. He now is sitting in 10th. He's got Eamon getting past him on the inside of Woodcott, which also, you don't see people do that very often either, but with the grip disadvantage that Zerky has, it's pretty easy. Zerky almost at the pace of gonna get last place at this point. Wow. Now I do want to take a look at the penalties. Every single driver out there that has penalties has 3, except for E2 with 5 and Charlie Moon with 15. So actually, I'm going to stay on those penalties right now. E2 gets 5 or 3 more, so now he's got 8. It's going to be shaken up after the race for sure. Right now, Jack Harrington will lose the position to Wildy. Each lap Landon will lose a position to Neatson, who will lose a position to Andrew. E2 will go quite a few far positions back. I want to say he might even lose one to... No, he'd probably end up in 8th. Ruben is still safe from Eamon. Charlie Moon is not safe from anybody. He's 15 seconds. Penalties, so he's second to last place right now. Then Snakes, Zerky, killed. Reach, look at the difference, dude. Zerky has to go so slow, and Kill just gets around like nobody's business. There's Reach out there looking for a spot. Ooh, Snakes gets a big penalty. 5 seconds. I don't know exactly how that happened. But Snakes just got 5 seconds of penalties. And that's going to put him at disadvantage and potentiality to get beaten by Killed. The Aston Martins just made the mistake on strategy. And that was it. They had the pace today. They absolutely had the pace, but they didn't have the brains to match the pace. And that mistake will cost them a lot of points. A lot of points. I think this is the first race all season long where neither Aston Martin has gotten in the points. So that's big for their constructors' hope. That's really, really, really big, a really big hit in their pursuit of the Constructors' Championship. Wildy is actually catching up to Jack Harrington pretty quickly. There's no DRS now, by the way. So obviously, you know, in rainy conditions, they turn off DRS. They want to make sure all the cars have maximum downforce. But Wildy might be able to get in front of Jack Harrington pretty soon. Look at that late break from Wildy. So planted. Yeah, he's gaining pretty good amount of time on Jack Harrington. He's got 2 laps to get it done too, so a lot of time. Ruben does catch 3 more seconds. Still just barely in front of Eamon. Ooh, Wildy has to go super wide right there. But he's only got 3/10 of a disadvantage to Jack Harrington. Jack Harrington is under the bubble. Uh-oh, late break from Jack Harrington. A mistake coming out of the Wellington straight. Puts Wildy right up on his gearbox. It's going to be close. Going to get the run. Going into Woodcott, and he's through the inside of Woodcott before they even get to the old start-finish straight. And towards Cops. Look at Wildy go. He's through. Great move from Wildy. Jack Harrington still so far back. It's falling. So Wildy now sitting in 4th. 13 seconds away from the podium. Sure, it's far. After leading the race for so long, he's going to be a little gutted with himself. But still, you know, great race from Wildy. He's done amazing today. He had a great strategy call. If it would have stayed dry, he would have been the winner of today's race, undoubtedly. Because of the fact that it got wet, he had to get an extra set of, you know, an extra pit stop over all these top guys. That's what cost him. Cost him dearly. Go down the grid. We do have Andrew Fairley and Nissan Ohana fighting it. I saw a yellow flag in the back. It's looking like it's Zerke. Zerke's spinning. He's in last place now. On those slicks. That just hurts to see. What can Andrew Fairley do? Can he get in front of Nissan, do you think? Nissan's got a lot of ERS. I think he'll be fine. Ruben, doesn't really matter if he gets in front of him because he's got so much time penalty. He just needs to stay in front of Eamon. So I don't think Ruben should even really try too hard to get in front. Because that's just going to mean battling. And they can't afford that. You know? If Ruben gets one more penalty, he'll lose this position. He can't afford that. So we are on the second to last lap, everybody. About to get going into the final lap. Maddie is just coming up to Stowe. Getting ready to start the final lap here in Britain. Almost there. Maddie, such a great race. The strategy and rain worked out great for him. And he is now about to round the final corner to start the final lap of the race. Maddie looking to take it home here for his first win in PSGL F6. I think he's got it. At this rate, he's almost certainly going to have it. Let's see if he can hold it down for just 18 corners. That's all he's got to do. Not a whole ton of time, but a whole lot can happen in just a little bit of time. I'm going to check to see what Maddie's best finish is prior to this. Maddie's best finish he's had all season long has been a second place last week of Monaco when Red Bull got a 1-2. And now it's looking like Maddie's trying to make it his best finish in PSGL F6 and get that win. I think he's going to do it. But his teammate Ruben just getting past Nissan Ohana. But only just Nissan Ohana, not trying to get back up in front of it. They're at turn 2 and 3 right here. Sorry, turn 4. Oh, almost collision. Ooh, that was close. That was really close. I'm glad they didn't collide, though. But we're going to stay on Matty Cam as he finalizes this lap for himself. Gets around to the last few corners. Matty, what a textbook drive from you today. This is a very well-deserved win here in Britain. He's just got 2 more corners to go, and he will have it done. Matty, Sorry, 3 more corners. 2 more corners now. 1 more corner. He's out of the middle chicane. And he rounds around Club to take his first win here in PSGL F6. Congratulations to Matty and to the Red Bull Garage. Victor Wilder coming home in second, and Julio Figueira in third. 4th place going to our reserve wonder boy, Mr. Wildy. What a qualifying he had. The race didn't quite work out his way, but even still pretty darn good. If he would have stayed dry, he would have been the winner. Jack Harrington in 5th, Eetu Apalainen comes across the line in 6th. And then Andrew Fairley in 7th, with a little bit of a tight battle to the final corner in 8th and 9th. Ruben and Nitsan Ohana, but because of time penalties, Nitsan Ohana gets Ruben. Ruben sits in 9th. Charlie Moon will not take our last point position. It will be Eamon who takes our last points position of today's race. Killed in 11th. Snakes in 12th. Sorry, Reach in 12th. Snakes in 13th. Mika Bemp will probably be in 15th. 14th will go to Charlie Moon. And last place of finishers will be the only one still on the slicks. Durkee just decided, he's like, hey, you know what? The race is already over. May as well do it. Decided to finish it out on the slicks. And he will come home last place after just a mistake on the strategy call. Congratulations, Matty. Such a good race, man. Well done, well done, well done. Absolutely amazing. Let me go ahead and send a quick message to those guys. See if I can get them up in the booth for you. For an interview. Great job to these guys, man. That was crazy. Well done. Nitsan Ohana does get driver of the day from the game, but I'm going to give it to Matty. Matty, I'm going to give my driver of the day today. I think he was well deserving of it, as he is up on the top step. Victor Wilder and Julio Figueira. Awesome. We're gonna get some interviews in here. We're gonna have a couple people jump in here. Let's go ahead and interview our 2nd place finisher today, Mr. Victor Wilder. Great race again from him. Let's get him in here. Hope you guys all had a great time watching that race. Let's hear from Victor Wilder. Let's see what he has to say. Mr. Victor Wilder. Geez, my friend. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Feeling excited. Good race.
Yeah, man. That strategy worked out great for you. You took those hards so long while everybody else is starting to go for the mediums. When you started seeing people drop into the mediums, like Wildy especially, what was going through your head?
I heard about lap 10 or something. I heard on the radio that there was going to be rain in like 10 or 15 minutes, and I was on the hard, so I was just staying out. And then when grau clouds finally came, I was very surprised when people actually pitted. So
yeah.
So I just stayed out, and it actually worked out. Worked out great.
Yeah, I was kind of amazed that people were starting to pit. When I saw Wildy pit, it still looked relatively dry. So I was like, okay, yeah, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
But then, not a lap or two later, it started getting gray. And I even made a comment. I was like, I think there might be some rain coming. This would be kind of crazy. Not 15 seconds later, I start seeing drops. And that blew my mind. I was surprised that it got heavy enough so quick, though, to the point that it, warranted the inters. That was only like maybe a half lap to a lap's worth of rain before the inters were viable. So you were in the perfect position. You, Matty, and Ruben, and Julio were just in such good spots. So that worked out so great for all you guys.
Yeah.
A little bit of luck
Definitely.
sometimes is all you need, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Did you happen to notice that Zerky didn't even go in?
Yeah. But I think the problem is the Aston Martin boys. They stayed out they pitted, and then they stayed out because it said on the radio that in 10 minutes there's going to clear up. It's going to clear up. But I think that was definitely the wrong call. Yeah, I think so too. I think they should have realized, like, hey, we're here right now. We may as well just run it.
Zerk, you just put something
Yeah.
funny in the chat, calls it a Lando Norris moment. That is exactly what I was thinking the whole time, too. Oh, that's rough. Well, Victor, is this your best finish here in PSGL?
Yeah, so far.
Congra-
The last time I got P3, so
Congratulations.
P2 is my best so far.
Wait, so Monaco, you got
Hopefully I win
P3?
soon. What?
In Monaco, you got P3 or just your best previously?
Yes, Monaco.
So that means next week you should be getting P1.
Yeah.
Hey,
If everything goes right, so yeah.
Yeah, the trend fits, man. You get P3 one week, P2 the next, P1 the next week after that. That's just kind of how it goes. Yeah. Well, man, I wish you the best of luck next week. Thanks for jumping in here, and yeah, congratulations on your podium.
Yeah, thank you.
Boom. All right, let's go ahead and get Julio in here. Mr. Figueroa, or Figuera, excuse me. How you doing, man?
I'm good.
Good. Julio, congratulations, man. That's a podium. Well done.
Thanks.
Is that your best? That's your best result in PSGL, isn't it?
I did have a race last season. I mean, where I got P3 in F7.
Well done, man. Well, hey, another podium now in a higher tier. Congratulations. That's pretty big. How are you feeling? Were you surprised when the rain started to come, or did you get a good weather call from your engineer?
I just made basic maths, really. uh, I just saw the weather in the start of the race. I made like each block is like 15 minutes. Rain was coming in like 1 hour. And I just made the calculations. The race is like an hour and something. It was wet for the end of the race. And
Yeah.
I also did my training with hard long stints, so
Smart.
It really paid off in the end.
Yeah. Your ability to nurse those hards extra long was I think what really gave it to you. I thought that before the rain came out, I was like, oh, Maddie's got this one, or not Maddie. Wildy has this one in the bag, because when he put those mediums, Zerky came out, he was like 3 seconds behind. And I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, this is mega. This is going to be Wildy, like nobody's business. But then I started seeing some clouds come out, maybe 2 or 3 laps into his, fresh medium stint. And I was like, hold on a second. How funny would it be if it's going to rain and all these people who are getting on mediums right now are just totally screwed? 15 seconds later, boom, we get rain. And and I just saw you guys up at the top, and I was like, oh, it's your guys' race. You guys have already gotten it. Like, there's no way they can come back. You were in an inevitable spot to get a podium. So well done.
I got worried a bit when Wildy pitted. I was like, did I mess up my maths? But it paid off. It really paid off.
It worked out great. Yeah. Well, man, hey, I hope next week goes just as well for you. Actually, not next week. Sorry, the week after. Next week, we do have a break for a Christmas break. So the week after it, when I get to see you next, I hope it goes amazing for you. Thanks again for racing today, and thanks for giving us a lot of entertainment.
Thanks.
I'll catch you later.
Catch you later.
Alrighty, guys, and we're gonna bring in our winner for today's race, Mr. Maddie. Mr. Maddie, how are you doing, my friend? Congratulations on your win.
Yeah, fine, thanks. It was a bit unexpected, but yeah, and a bit of luck also. But I think in the end, high risk, high reward.
Yeah, as they say on TikTok, a win is a win, right? A win is a win.
It's always special, especially if it's the first one. Yeah.
Yeah, that is your first
Really
one here
happy.
for the season. That's huge, man. I remember the last time I got a chance to watch you guys was Canada, when you and Ruben had a little bit of a tussle, not just on lap 1, but the entire race. So it was really cool to see you, kind of beat your teammate. Honestly, was leading the championship. I don't think he is anymore. No,
Yeah, I don't know,
think he
I
actually
don't
still
know.
is.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I think I got a bit closer now, but
did.
yeah, that lap 1 in Canada collision was Khan just hitting the rear end of my teammate, and then he just hit me. So yeah, we both got spun. So yeah, afterwards, the battle there was also really good, and yeah, we battled in the beginning here too. So yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, I saw you guys right next to each other, and I was a little worried. I was like, oh, these guys fight hard. Let's see how this is going to go. But you guys obviously kept it clean. And then you extending those hards extra long. Were you planning, when you first started this race, to extend the hards as long as you could? Or were you kind of thinking like, I'll just kind of see what everybody else does?
I was just, before I was just waiting for the rain. And then when I saw the rain coming, I had being in P7, I had nothing to lose, so I just risked it.